Hi guys, I am going to show you an example of how to turn a ratio into a percentage, just in case that is dim in your memory this evening. So in class today, we discovered that 4 out of 9 Supreme Court justices were under 65 years of age. And we want to turn that into a percentage, and a percentage is always out of 100. So we're trying to figure out what's the number up here that would make this a proportion where something out of 100 has the same relationship as 4 out of 9. So when we're looking at proportions, we've noticed that we can look this way and figure out, what do I do to the 9 to make it 100? Sometimes there's a nice easy number that jumps out. If this were 50, for example, you would just say, oh, I'm just going to multiply times 2. And I can do the same thing to the 4. So 4 out of 50 is the same thing as 8 out of 100, and that is 8%. Unfortunately, 9 doesn't work that nicely for us. So this is a great method. It's not necessarily the easiest method for this problem because 9 doesn't go easily into 100. So sometimes we look this way. We can also look this way. If this were an 8, for example, you might think to yourself, oh, 4 is half of 8. So what's the number here that would be half of 100? And you go, oh, that's 50. So we sometimes look this way and we sometimes look this way to look for the relationships that are already easy to work with. Now, like I said, 9 is not an easy one, and that's actually partly why I chose the Supreme Court. They make it tough on us because there are 9 justices. Let me get my focus back. There it is. So because there's not a nice relationship between the 9 and the 100, there's not really a nice relationship between the 4 and the 9. One of the methods that we use, and this is very algebraic, is to cross multiply. So we multiply these two numbers together and get 400. And we multiply these two numbers. It's actually a number and a variable. The thing we don't know, we put an x in there, and we get 9x. So 400 equals 9 times something. Our job is to figure out what that something is. And the best way to do that is to divide both sides by 9. If 9 of them makes 400, I'm going to divide by 9 to figure out what one of them is. And we discovered in class that that was 44 and then lots of 4s. That's how you write repeating number. You put a line over it, 44.4. So this thing that we didn't know, we've just learned is 44.4, which means this equals 44.4%. That is one method using ratios and proportions for figuring out what a percentage is when what you have is a ratio. I have 50 seconds to show you one other thing that's super cool. On your calculator, 4 divided by 9, try that and tell me what you get tomorrow. It's going to have something to do with that number. That's all I'm going to say about that. So cross multiply, try this little trick and see what happens. You can always email me if you're still confused. Hopefully that helps you with that step of tonight's homework. See you guys later. Bye.